Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay. This one's going to take place on Delta Quadrant. I'm the blue Terran spawning in the bottom left-hand position. My opponent today is Ray, the red Protoss in the top right-hand position. And the theme of this week's video is facing the Warpgate with the Ketroc fast expand. There was a time where I used to invite the Warpgate and I'd be winning at least 70-75% of them because I would stuff it and then my economic lead would guarantee a mid-game victory. However, it doesn't seem to be the case anymore versus Protoss. They're getting a lot better at the timings of the Warpgates, and they make a lot less stupid mistakes, like, you know, just bashing into the fortress or something like that. So I'm winning more like 50%, and I'm not happy with that. I mean, it's not dropping me down the ladder, but I feel like I need to revisit facing this strategy, and one thing that's occurred to me is throwing out my Ketroc fast expand build altogether versus Protoss. But before we do that, let's see if we can work out any chinks in the armor here. So there are three things I fear versus Protoss Rush when I do this Fortress fast expand, and I think this replay is a pretty good example as I almost face all three of them. Keep in mind this is kind of a terrible map for my expand, as in the Fortress does not cover the ramp whatsoever. And this is a very short rush distance map. I mean, even cross map, this is like steps of war distance. And had he spawned adjacent, he's even that much closer. And failing a probe surround doesn't help either. I probably just lost about 20 minerals there. Or at the resourcing. And all that cool setup I have where I always get all my SCVs on the closest patches, I just ruined all that as well. I guess I'm just kind of chasing that probe around, at the same time setting up my command center. Looks like I set it up a little bit late. That may have just been because this probe would have caught it otherwise, so I didn't want to kind of give that away. Probe's coming back. Looks like he still hasn't spotted it, which is nice. So he's actually sending out a probe looking for proxy, which is always a little bonus for my build. Get them fearing stuff. Probably means it's more likely for him to chrono boost his gateways than to chrono boost his warp gates, which probably helps me a little bit. And chrono boosting on his first stalker. So problem number one they can have is right here. First zealot, if it comes really fast, especially if it's chrono boosted on a small map like this, it can pick off this SCV before your command center finishes. If that happens, you have to pull out an SCV to finish it. And if you have more than a sliver left on your command center, you may have to pull out 3 or 4 SCVs at once just to guarantee you finish it. Because if you don't finish it, you can't turn it into a fortress, and obviously canceling this command center is more or less going to seal a loss for you, or at least put you really far behind, so that's not an option. I did get it complete though, just in time, which is nice. Yeah, and upgrading into a fortress. Now barracks is finished, I'm throwing out my bunker and getting my first marine out. However, first stalker here. He did chrono boost the stalker and the short rush distance, so this is probably worst case scenario, but you can see what happens when I'm not prepped for it. I gotta finish this bunker. If this wall falls, I die. So there I just lost an SCV. I gotta pull more SCVs to finish this, bring a few just to repair each other and to take over the construction. There's a second SCV down. And a third SCV down. Only got one marine in there, so barely doing any damage. Only killed one zealot. Another SCV down. And if we stop her right here, don't know the hotkey for stop. P for pause, that makes sense. Units lost tab, I have lost 6 SCVs thus far. That's huge. And if we bring up the income tab, yep, 21/14. So any semblance of an economic edge I would have had is more or less gone. I mean, yeah, I'll probably catch up in harvester count, but you gotta remember I've already wasted all those minerals on SCVs that just more or less died. So, not in the best spot right here. So, yeah. So that's like the second thing I worry about, is not having a bunker complete with a decent amount of marines, at least 2 marines in it. Because then you can just start picking off all my SCVs and I lose my income. And then of course this is the third problem. Once he warps in another round of units, you're going to see the problem here. Gonna wait for one more round. Looks like he's gonna wait for one more round. Is this only 3-gate? No, it's 4-gate. So here he comes. You can do it with 2 force fields, but boom. 3 force fields. How am I supposed to repair this? I got 1 SCV on it, but that's all I'm going to be able to get. And then once this bunker goes down, obviously I lose my... it's my protection. I rely on repairing it to keep myself alive. And it also opens up my wall to let him in. I think that's a necessary risk, what I did there, lowering my supply depot, because you're going to lose your wall anyway, so at least open it up so maybe you can get some SCVs on the outside to repair. And at this point, I just don't have the production, and he's just got too many units, and yeah, this is going to be GG any moment now. GG. So just to review, 3 things. The 3 things I'm concentrating on: 1, losing this command center before it completes to the first zealot. 2, having him poke on my front door with his first stalker, or first couple stalkers, before I have a significant defense up, because then he can just pick off my SCVs and send me behind economically. And then 3, of course, is the force fields on the bunker, like taking the bunker down, putting me in rough shape. So, first problem, losing this command center. This means I still have to build this command center as early as I'm building it now. I can't sacrifice that. I can't go like gas first or barracks first and expect to get this command center in time. Yeah, I could build it here and float it over, but that creates a whole lot of problems in itself, as most TOS players at my level will go for the contain until you get stim. Or medevac for that reason. For that, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. For that, what's how that phrase work? I don't know. So I still have to go command center after supply depot, but I really want to get up this bunker sooner and get out marines sooner. So I'm trying to think, how can I go about doing that? And I think the one thing I can sacrifice is getting this into a fortress. Yes, I need to get the command center up fast, but then once it's complete, it's pretty much okay for a while. I mean, it takes a while to take down a command center, especially when it only has like 5-6 units on the field. So if I delay upgrading this to a fortress rather than doing it immediately, I'm alright with that, especially on a map like this where the fortress doesn't help my ramp anyways. So that's what I want to sacrifice, and in turn get faster barracks, faster bunker, and hopefully that keeps me alive. And the way I'm going to do that is by only getting 1 gas rather than 2. I got 2 this match. He just blew it away. I'm like, wait, did I do that this match? No. The other thing I want to do is just always get 4 barracks. Like, I usually react to scouting a 4-gate by getting a 4th barracks, but from now on, I'm just going to always get 4 barracks to open. Yeah, it'll slow down my medevac tech, but that's not too important. And maybe I can even find a timing push in there and hit him with a lot of bio before he gets his first Colossus out. So it can work even if he's going for a more economic build. And it'll definitely help in a case like this. Not so much on the initial attack on the bunker, but when he really comes in with his chunk of proxy pylon warped in units, at that point I can have all my barracks pumping out units and try to keep me more in line with his army count. So I worked on this build a few times, and we'll hop into the replay and I'll show you how it works. Oh, first thing I want to do, let's get some basic times down here for something to compare against. So placing my first barracks, boom. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And then next thing I want to know is my fortress. Fortress starts at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Well, 4 minutes and 35, we'll say. So 3:20, 4:35. And then finally my bunker starts at 4:50. This is probably the fastest stalker you'll ever see, as he did chrono boost on a small map, so we'll say 5:15 is the earliest I'll ever get hit. And we'll see how this new build works against it. So remember, it's 3:20 start my barracks, 4:35 start my fortress, 5:15 get hit by the first stalker. Alright. Alright, so here we are in the build order tester where I was testing out my new build. Note the timer in the top right hand corner. Bottom left is obviously just for this game, so since I'm constantly restarting, it's not relevant. So my idea is get my command center at the regular timing, but we're only going to get the one gas. That means I'm going to collect my gas slower, so I won't be able to get my fortress as fast, but it means I'm going to have more SCVs mining minerals. I won't be wasting the 75 minerals on a second gas, which means a lot more extra minerals earlier, so I can get barracks faster, and we'll see how that turns out. So speed up a touch, we'll do the regular supply depot, and I'm still worried about that first zealot hitting, so I still have to go command center next. But I don't think I need that fortress as fast. At least I think it's less of a risk than the alternative, having my ramp busted. So there's the command center, usual time. Just getting the one gas, and immediately I'm able to get a barracks. You can see it's at 3 minutes, so it's 20 seconds faster, and with 40 minerals in the bank, I could have even done it maybe 5 seconds earlier. So 20 seconds faster on the barracks, which means everything should be 20 seconds faster. The bunker should be at 20 seconds faster. The first marine should be at 20 seconds faster. And since marines build pretty quick to begin with, that actually should put me one marine ahead. So populating the one gas, and that's it. So I'm able to get my engineering bay faster. I don't have to supply cap myself at 18 anymore. I can go straight to 19. And when the barracks finishes here, notice I have 335 minerals, and I'm not going to be able to upgrade this to a fortress immediately because I don't have the gas. So what does that mean? That means, hey, I can go orbital command immediately as soon as my barracks is done, and it won't actually cost me anything. So there's immediate orbital command. Throwing down the bunker. This is another little trick I do now. On these maps where I can create like a wrap in front of my fortress, I actually like to put my barracks on the low ground and then funnel up the marines this way, just to create that wrap. And if, yeah, he may attack my my barracks, and I'll have to float it back over here, but at least it buys me some time. And any time I can buy it, I guess, increases my account. First mule is already out, which is really nice. There's other times I wanted to look at again. Well, the fortress is late, we know that much. Let's pull it back a touch. What did I say for fortress? 4 minutes and 20? Yeah, so not actually starting my fortress until right there. Money worked out really well for it too. But 4 minutes and 35 seconds, so it puts me 15 seconds behind on my fortress. But again, I don't think this is the threat. I don't lose my fortress often when I always get ramp pushed, not fortress killed.
Upgrade complete.
So pumping up marines, got my first mule in the field, which is nice. Transferring and throwing down my third barracks now. Third barracks now, third barracks now, there we go. And back it up to 515, because this is when he first came in with his zealot and his stalker. So coming in with his zealot and his stalker now, he's going to face a completed bunker with 2 marines. So much better than incomplete bunker with first marine on the way. So great. And that's about as quick as a stalker can show up. With that early mule down and the extra minerals, I'm actually going to be able to get my 4th barracks quite quickly as well. So now I got 4 barracks down. May want to go for supply depot before that 4th barracks. Looks like I'm going to supply gap myself. Another thing I did, which kind of unintentionally worked out well, is after I upgraded the fortress, I took 1 guy off this geyser, leaving 2 on this geyser. And that's going to work out well, as my 2nd barracks will be able to get the add-on when it's complete. And when the add-on completes, right there, 100 gas right there for your stim packs. So this is the build I'm going to be using versus Protoss now. Sacrificing 15 seconds on my fortress, maybe 20 seconds, well, not quite sure. But it's going to get my bunker down quicker, it's going to get me an extra marine on the field, faster orbital, faster second and third barracks, and fourth barracks for that matter, and I should be in much, much better shape. And faster stim. Yeah, I like this. So this is my new build, and we'll see how it works. Thank you, everyone, and we'll jump into the thumbs up fact.
The Yamato is loaded, and so am I.
Alright, thumbs up fact of the day, and it's gotten to the point now where I've done so many I can't remember if I've actually done this one before, so my apologies if this is a repeat. But this is mostly going to pertain to doing a Hellion drop. It's kind of good to know how much damage they do. With Blue Flame they do 24 damage, that means 2 Hellions can one-shot any worker. Without Blue Flame they do 14, so 3 Hellions can one-shot a drone or a probe, but not an SCV. So, just something to keep in mind. It's not really relevant to this thumbs up fact, but this is going to be get some injured Hellions here. Whoops, didn't mean to kill that. Alright, good enough. And we're going to put them inside a medevac. And then if you put an SCV on auto repair, put it inside the medevac. Take a look at the Hellions. Notice that it's turned from red to orange. And orange to yellow. That's right, SCVs can repair inside a medevac. And you put 2 SCVs inside on auto repair, they're just going to repair that much faster. So what you can do for your Hellion drops is use 3 Hellions and put 2 SCVs on auto repair on the inside, and that way every time you pick them up, they're getting repaired.
Ready for pickup?
Same concept applies for bunkers, where I'll just
Picking up or dropping off?
there you go, injure that one SCV, put them both in the bunker, and that SCV is actually going to repair its friend inside the bunker. So the last thing to test would be, does it repair the structure itself that's inside of? So we're just going to... You know, SCVs do more damage to armored units than Hellions do. Alright, so we're just going to put that one in the No, go inside. Move command. Nope. Turn this off. How the heck do I go inside there without repairing it? Auto repair. Load. Ah! There we go. So as you can see, this SCV is on auto repair, but it can't repair the medevac itself. Same goes for this SCV on auto repair, but doesn't repair the bunker itself. So it can repair stuff inside, same with the medevac, but not the containing structure. So for practical use, this is definitely good for Hellion drops. Just load it up with 3 Hellions and a couple repairing SCVs, or even 1 repairing SCV, and then you'll constantly be repairing the Hellions as you're traveling, as you have them in transit within your medevac. And with that, we'll call it the end of this thumbs up fact. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.